Hello indie game fans, February is an absolute minefield to navigate for indie developers, having to find a way to avoid Dying Light 2, Lost Ark, King of Fighters 15, Total War, Warhammer 3, Horizon Forbidden West, Destiny 2 The Witch Queen, and Elden Ring. But fortune favours the bold, where these developers have decided to slip their games in between these gigantic releases, so let's see what's coming up next month. Let's begin with Quest of Graal, a very nice looking multiplayer platformer where you race up to 3 other players trying to get to the end of the level and to catch the cup first. Of course, I love the pixel art look, and if you thought this felt familiar, I certainly see some speedrunners DNA in this, so perhaps it might take off as a popular party game with a variety of power-ups and game modes to keep things interesting. A lovely looking adventure game is No by Heart, one that has a very nice low poly look, telling a tale of childhood friends who reunite after many years, revisiting familiar locations and rekindling their memories and friendship. It is set in a post-Soviet provincial town, which is a very different setting from the American small town that these games tend to be set in, giving it a different vibe. It sure looks like an emotional and sentimental adventure, even more so since the developer says this is a story about dealing with loss, looking like one that will tug at your heartstrings. I do enjoy my city builders as well, and a very promising looking entry is Power to the People, which, if you cannot already guess from the title, is all about setting up the power grid and to ensure an uninterrupted supply of electricity. The modern convenience that electricity provides to us is an often overlooked luxury, where just imagine how different life would be if the power supply was not stable, so I think that this game might just give you a newfound appreciation. The low poly look is fantastic as well, and I do wonder how in-depth the simulation is, from power plants, substations and so on, but to see a city builder focus on just one aspect is an interesting twist. A pretty humorous entry for the month is Doki Ragnarok, a visual novel dating sim where you pillage and date villagers all over the world. The sheer absurdity of this, where entire villagers become characters that you can talk to, is pretty funny, and I don't think that this is a horror title like the way that Doki Literature Club is, so add another title to the list of innovative indie games. An upcoming title for February that I absolutely adore is Longvinter, a survival crafting life sim title that has you exploring and living in a sandbox world. fishing, chopping trees, hunting, building your home, and so much more. This looks like a very cozy entry, checking many of the boxes that I look for in life sim games like Stardew Valley, and it even has some excellent UI and adorable icons as well. The main character does look like Villager from Animal Crossing and gives off a similar vibe, but a factor that looks interesting is that you're supposed to be competing with other players as well, making it one of interest. Indie game releases are a little bit thin next month, so I've included games from technically independent but larger studios in terms of number of employees, where we're looking at Sifu here. This is a third-person brawler that comes to us from French developer Slowclap, evoking the feel and vibe of many Hong Kong action movies, with the main gimmick being that when our protagonist falls in combat, he does actually age. The results of this, in terms of gameplay, is that the older character has less health but more damage, just like a Kung Fu master should be, so it's a very interesting system and this game previewed extremely well. One of the more underrated spacefaring adventure games is Out There Omega Edition from 2015, where the developers are back with what looks to be a title with more gameplay systems in Out There Oceans of Time. This puts you in command of a space-faring vessel, taking on an interstellar mission, hunting down a cosmic villain. You have to manage your crew and ship as you jump from system to system, exploring the planets on the ground as well. There are roguelite elements in this, with procedural generation of the world, giving this replayability with some gorgeous art as well. A developer that you might not realize is actually pretty huge is British developer Roll7, makers of Ollie Ollie, Not a Hero and Laser League, who has certainly grown in size with at least 50 people on staff, which makes them not so indie. But I do have a special interest in their next title, Ollie Ollie World. As compared to Ollie Ollie 1 and 2, this radically changes up the art style and converts it from a level-based title to an open world entry, but retains the signature side-scrolling skateboarding gameplay. The developers have made a fantastic narrated trailer as well that tells you more about the world, so enjoy.
Somewhere far across the Ollie Ollie world is Radlandia, a nation where the beaches, trees, and rocks you ride across were forged by the skate gods themselves. Of course they're real. Almost everyone agrees. Some say they even created the third dimension so that we could have more opportunities to explore as we seek Nirvana. In fact, Chiffon, the skate wizard, actually talks to the gods, and she's traveling the land with her crew to train her successor, you. So as you go from beautiful Sunshine Valley, through the forests, across the desert, and into picturesque Sketchside, Suze, just roll that back a sec. Whoa, hello. Ghost trees, zombies, all these aliens? There's some weird stuff in Radlandia. Just ask Mike. The only thing that hypes him more than a good mystery is a gnarly trick. Whoop-ah! And as anyone who's been skating for a while will tell you, if you want to wall ride, grind, or slide across moving obstacles, you'll inevitably hit a bunch of stuff or bounce off some things you were supposed to smash through. But that's okay. Just get Chiffon to teleport you back with her skate wizard powers and go again. That's the spirit. Make Dad proud. Dad! This caring father figure will help you skate in style. Whether you dress like that or this, riding on that, with that haircut, or wearing those. While traveling across Radlandia and meeting its people may be reward enough, what will you find if you do reach Nirvana? They say it's where champions compete to find the perfect flow, challenging each other's skills and ascending the ranks to be crowned the gnarliest and win rewards. You'll also be able to summon forth new tracks to ride that you can save and share using a postcode, regardless of what platform you're on. A near endless array of jumpy, grindy madness. So don't delay. Come shred by the sea. Chase a bee. Meet a tree. Take a trip to Radlandia and achieve Nirvana. Oh, bonus items.
A long in development JRPG entry is Rise of the Third Power, one that has shown up on my channel a number of times since I've been looking forward to this, and we finally got a release date confirmation a couple of days ago. It looks like a fantastic pixel art JRPG that pays tribute to the best of the 16-bit era, with a story that parallels real-life history of Europe in the late 1930s and the lead up to World War II. As such, it does look to have all the political intrigue as many of the greats in the genre, definitely being one for fans of the genre. And of course, it will be no surprise that Infernax gets top billing, since this is a classic Vania style action platformer that I just previewed, where I love everything about this game. The retro look and pixel art, the refreshingly classic tribute, and some great looking action, not to mention the incredible pedigree of the developer, where I've been playing their games from as much as 15 years ago. Super happy to see them turn their attention to Steam, so I have a feeling this will turn out great, taking the #1 spot. For more upcoming games of 2022, watch these videos and I will see you after the jump.